artworks today, but trust me, it wasn't always like this. A few years ago, I could barely draw. I had no idea what I was doing, and most of my sketches looked pretty terrible. Yet somehow, that beginner who knew nothing about art ended up creating hundreds of drawings, started a YouTube channel, and turned art into a passion. Today, I'm taking you through my entire art journey with a sketchbook tour showing you exactly how I improved over the years, and let's get started. My art journey started when I was 11 years old. Back then, I didn't know any techniques or fundamentals. I simply watched drawing videos on YouTube and tried to copy what I saw. As you can probably tell from these drawings, I was very much a beginner. At that time, art was just a hobby, and I've never ever imagined it would become such an important part of my life. Since it was during lockdown, I had a lot of free time, so I drew almost every single day. Looking back, those practice sessions were probably the reason I improved at all. But then something happened that completely changed my journey. May 30, 2021. I made one of the biggest decisions of my life. I started a YouTube channel. At that time, I had absolutely no experience with editing, content creation, or even making thumbnails. My art wasn't great either. I uploaded videos randomly whenever I felt like it, with no schedule and no real plan. Now let me show you some of the drawings I made during that period. In the beginning, portraits were my favorite thing to draw. I started by following tutorials and eventually learned the grid method, which helped me make my drawings more accurate. When I was 12, I was a huge K-pop fan, so I spent a lot of time drawing members of BTS and Blackpink. As I practiced more, my portraits became more realistic. Some even turned out surprisingly good compared to where I started. I also drew creators and celebrities like Mr. Beast and Cristiano Ronaldo. I was definitely enjoying portrait drawing until one day my brother suggested me, "You should draw anime." Honestly, I had no experience with anime, and my first few drawings were very simple and far from perfect. But I slowly started applying the things I learned from portrait drawing, like proportions, shading, observation skills, to my anime artwork. And that's when things really started improving. I became completely obsessed with anime art. For a long time, it was almost the only thing I drew. But you might be wondering what actually happened to that channel. That channel meant a lot to me. However, there was one major problem. Because I started with no experience, uploaded inconsistently, after 4 years of hard work, I had only reached around 500 subscribers. That forced me to think seriously about my future. And after a lot of consideration, I made a difficult decision. I decided to leave that channel behind and use everything I had learned over those 4 years to start fresh. And yeah, that's how this channel was born. I genuinely believe I've improved, not just as an artist, but also as a creator. Throughout my journey, I've experimented with sketching, portraits, anime art, painting, crafts, and many other creative projects. I've come a long way from the kid who simply copied drawings from YouTube tutorials, but I know there's still so much more to learn. This is only the beginning of my journey, and I'm excited to keep improving with every single video. If you have watched this far, thank you so much for being here. I'd love to know what you think about my progress, so let me know in the comments. And if you'd like to follow my journey and see where it goes next, consider subscribing. Your support truly means a lot, and I can't wait to create more videos for you. Bye bye.